Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited you're here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full and honest review and a little bit of tutorial of the Jeffree Star Alien Palette. I have had this since Christmas. My very dear friend Matt got this for me. I haven't gotten the chance to really play around with it yet, but I'm really excited to dive into this with you guys. Bold colors and like really bright colors and stuff like that aren't really in my comfort zone, but the last few months I've really kind of made a point to incorporate more bold, bright colors into my makeup routine. So this palette gives me the perfect opportunity to do that. So once again, I'm so happy you're here. But before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Not button, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to kind of tuck my hair behind my ears and get it out of my face just so I have kind of room to play around and everything and my hair is not in the way. Okay, so we're going to unveil this baby. I have like taken it out of the box to swatch it, but I have not taken it out of the box to use it, so I'm really excited. So just to show you guys, this is the palette here. It's like the size of my head. E.T. phone home. Okay, that was dumb. Anyway, so yeah, it's friggin' huge. It's like the size of my head. This is a look at what the inside looks like. So that is it there. It has a really nice color story, lots of bright colors, but a lot of really nice neutrals, surprisingly. Jeffree does really good at always including nice transition shades in his palettes. So yeah, so this is really nice and I'm excited to get started. We're gonna kind of play around with it a little bit and just have some fun with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set it right here in front of me. I need something to prop it up with though. Here we go. And if you can't already tell, I do have all of my face makeup on already. I have my eyebrows all set to go, foundation, powder, all that stuff. I am filming at night, so this lighting is not as good as the normal lighting that I have when I film videos, so bear with me there. Might be a little bright because I do have my vanity behind me kind of shining light in my face, so hopefully it looks good in the camera, but hopefully the lighting comes across good with you guys. But at the end, once I'm done with the makeup look, I'll get some little bit of up close shots for you guys. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and dive right in. I'm gonna grab my little eyeshadow brush cup here. First things first, what I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna go ahead and put a base shade on the lids. So I'm just gonna grab just a standard little blending brush here, and I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take the shade Titan, which is this second one in here. This is kind of like a nice nude transition shade, and I'm just gonna apply that all over the lid. And these, oh wow, these are really pigmented, which is nice. I don't expect anything less than from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, because he does, say what you want about him, but he does really create a nice product. Oh yeah, these are nice. They're very smooth. I'm gonna take that all the way up to the brow bone. Perfect. Kind of just tap it all over the lid. Okay, now that we have our transition shade on, we're gonna go ahead and apply some colors to the crease. So first things first is I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of like, kind of like a purple and green situation, because I'm really excited to use some of the fun kind of brighter shades in this palette. So I'm gonna grab just another standard, a little bit bigger of a size blending brush, and I'm gonna take the shade, this shade here. This is called X-Files. It's kind of like a little bit of a grayish brown, and it has a cute little alien in it. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna take my brush and kind of just tap it in there, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that in the crease. Now that we have that shade in the crease, we're gonna start to gradually add in the purple. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the same brush that I used. Now I'm gonna grab the shade Phone Home, which is like a little bit of like a, kind of like a more of like a pink brown. I don't wanna go straight in with the purple because I don't want it to be too harsh. So I'm gonna kind of just gradually build the bright colors. So we're gonna go ahead and take that same brush and dip into the shade, top off the excess, and add that into the crease as well. Okay, now that we have those two shades in the crease, now we're gonna go in with the fun color now. We're gonna go ahead and grab the shade Area 51, which is this really pretty bright purple. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it on my hand for you guys so you can see the color. So that's the color there. So it's like a really nice, bright, like plummy purple. So I'm excited to play around with it. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of a more narrow eyeshadow brush to really kind of get that in the crease as well. So go ahead and dip into this shade. And I'm gonna put that in the crease. So far these shades are really nice. I like how the same color that's in the pan actually comes off on the eye. And I really like how well these are kind of blending in. I know it looks a little harsh right now because I'm gonna go over kind of blend everything out, but they glide on very nice. I'm not having any fallout or anything like that, which I hate when that happens with in eyeshadow palettes, is when you go to dip in your brush into a shade and it just goes everywhere and it gets all over your under eye. These, as I'm applying it, it's staying in place, which I really like. Okay, so now that we have the purple shade on, I want to kind of start darkening out the outer corner before I start. I'm gonna add some of the green on my actual lid and towards the inner corner, but I really want to kind of smoke out the outer corners of my eyes. So how I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to go for the shade right next to Area 51, which is called Ghost OG, which is kind of like a charcoal gray, almost black color. And I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller brush for that and really just kind of place that in the outer corner. Really kind of add some dimension. And we're going for dramatic. So this is kind of like not how I'd normally do my makeup, but just for the sake of the palette, I really just kind of want to have fun with it. Kind of smoke it out underneath the eye a little bit as well. Okay, so I kind of have the outer parts of my eye really dark. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bigger blending brush and I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything that I have out a little bit, just to kind of create a little bit of smoothness and no harsh lines. And how I do this is I kind of just take a bigger blending brush and go in circular motions all over the work that I just did. It kind of just blends everything together really nicely. Perfect. Okay, so now that that is all blended out, I'm going to go ahead and grab my brush and concealer and create the base for where I'm going to add the green. So I'm just going to add a little bit of concealer to my flat concealer brush here. Roll up my sleeves for this one. I'm going to take a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape I'm gonna put it on my hand. And we're gonna create a base for where I'm gonna put the bright green. I'm really just following right where my lid meets the crease of my eyeball, or my eyelid I should say. So where the lid and the crease meet is where I'm placing this concealer. And it kind of looks a little splotchy at first, but I smooth everything out. Okay, so now that I have that concealer placed where I'm gonna put the brighter colors, I really wanna kind of do a little more blending on where the concealer is meeting my outer corner eyeshadow. Just to make sure that there's not any harsh lines. So I'm just gonna take a blending brush and I'm gonna go back in with that charcoal gray shade that I was using before, which is Ghost OG, which is the one right next to this purple. So I'm gonna just take a brush and just kind of add a little bit of blending to the outer corners one more time. Okay, perfect. So now that's all done. We're gonna add some green to this. So right now I've got kind of like a lot of purple and black, and it's very kind of bright towards my inner eye because I do have the concealer placed there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a brush and we're gonna go in with the shade Alien, which is this guy right here. This is a really, really bright, really pretty, like metallic, like lime green shade, and this is totally something I wouldn't normally use, so I'm really excited to try this out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take another brush, flat brush here. I'm gonna really dip it into the shadow, and these shadows have like absolutely no fallout. Like I'm digging my brush in there and it's not having any fallout, which is nice. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and take this green shade and I'm gonna place it right on the center of each lid. Oh my God. Do you see how bright this green is? Holy cow. The color pigmentation on these shadows is insane. Like, and I didn't even really like dip into it a whole lot. I really was kind of just like pressing it on and then kind of tapping off the excess, pressing it on, tapping off the excess. But this green came to stay. So I'm really digging this green, and this is, like I said, this is totally not something I would normally do. But now that we have that packed on, we're gonna add another shade into the inner corner, and then we're gonna kind of blend everything out. So I'm gonna take a very tapered brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shade UFO, which is this like metallic gold shade right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the inner corner right next to the green. And I'm just continuing kind of blending that gold shade on my inner corners. I'm blending it into the green. Okay, now that we have kind of our upper eye kind of set up to go here, we're gonna add a little bit more color on the lower lash line to kind of make this look a little more dramatic, as if it isn't already dramatic enough. I'm gonna take the same taper brush that I was just using for the gold, and I'm gonna go ahead and retake the shade Area 51, which is the purple shade that I put up here on my crease, and I'm gonna start applying that on the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the shade Black Hole, which is this really dark black shade right here at the bottom of the palette. And I'm gonna take the same brush and kind of smudge this into the outer corners as well. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and follow the same pattern that I did with the top of my eye to the bottom of the eye. So now that I have kind of like the purple and black kind of smudged in on the outer corners, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Alien, which is that lime green color, and kind of tap this right at the center of the bottom lash line. Okay, and last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and retake the shade UFO and kind of smudge that in the inner, the bottom of the lower lash line in the inner corner, and kind of just finish it off. Really kind of want to highlight the inner corners. Okay, so now, now that I kind of have that set up, I'm gonna take another small brush and I'm gonna take the shade Pluto, which is this kind of like really iridescent white shade up here at the top corner. And I'm gonna kind of place that right at the brow bone. Just make sure it's blended out. Kind of just take the excess and put it on the inner corner. Okay, and now that my eyeshadow is done, I'm gonna go ahead and put some lashes on and some eyeliner, and I will be right back. But before I do that, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a close-up of the eyeshadow here, just so you can see. So I kind of took that purple shade on the crease and placed that lime green shade on the lid and kind of placed that UFO, the gold, towards the inner corner. It's kind of like giving me like a Mardi Gras kind of vibe right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna pop on some liner and some lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and this is the finished look. I went ahead and put some liner and some lashes on, as well as a lip as well. I actually put on one of Jeffree's liquid lipsticks. This is from his 2018 holiday collection. This is the shade Scandal, and it's really pretty. It's like a nice pink shade, so I went ahead and applied that. And I also applied one of the Jeffree Star highlighters in the shade Princess Cut. It's kind of like a highlighter with like a little bit of a pink undertone in it. But all in all, I actually really liked this palette. Like I said, this is kind of a look that is a little out of my norm, I guess you could say, especially with the like bright purple and the bright green and stuff like that. But all in all, I think this is a really great palette. I didn't get a chance to dive into all the shades, but like I said at the beginning of the video, you do have some really fun brights to play with, but you also have a lot of really nice neutrals. Like I kind of want to play around with this like space cowboy shade here, which is kind of like a metallic brown, as well as some of the transition shades, maybe in a gray. You can even probably do like a gray and brown kind of like smoky eye with this. You can do something really neutral, or you can do something like with a pop of color, kind of like what I have right now. As far as the quality of the eyeshadows go, I'm pretty impressed. I'm kind of picky when it comes to eyeshadow because I have so many eyeshadow products and eyeshadow palettes. The pigment on these is absolutely fantastic. I feel like I didn't have to really dip the brush in a whole lot to get a lot of color payoff on the actual eye. There's not really a lot of fallout. I've struggled with that with palettes in the past. Kind of dipping my brush into a certain shade and it going everywhere as you're applying it on the lid with the brush. It kind of goes on your under eye and things like that. I didn't have that at all with this palette. The size of this thing is insane. And it also comes with like a really nice mirror as well, which is like pretty much the same size as the palette. So even if you were like traveling or something like that, you can just stand this up and like use this as a full on like makeup mirror. So it is really nice, and it's definitely a collector's item for sure. I'm all about getting the latest and greatest when it comes to eyeshadow palettes because I do collect them. So if something is new or limited edition or there's limited stock and it's a really high wanted item, I usually will get it. And I didn't have to buy this for myself because like I said at the beginning of the video, my dear friend bought this for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get up in the camera a little bit closer, let it focus on me, and I'm gonna go ahead and close my eyes just so you can kind of see how the eyeshadow turned out. I think it turns out really nice. Like I said, it's kind of giving me like a Mardi Gras kind of vibe with the purple and the green and the gold. I just think it turned out really, really nice. Definitely out of my comfort zone, but I think it's fun. You could kind of play around with the different colors and stuff like that. And I think the lashes and the eyeliner really did finish off the look really nicely, as well as the highlight in the lips as well. But all in all, this is a really fun palette and I'm so glad I have it. And I'm so glad I'm able to share my thoughts with you guys because this is such a sought after palette right now. And I believe it's actually sold out on his website as of right now. I believe you can probably try to find it at the Morphe store, or I don't know if any other online retailer, I got tongue twisted there. Any other online retailers sell this palette. But if you're a makeup eyeshadow palette junkie like me and really like bold colors and kind of exploring a little bit with makeup artistry, this is definitely a palette for you. So yeah, so I really like it. Anyways, that's gonna actually conclude the video for today. I'm so glad you guys came to join me, and I'm really glad I got to share my thoughts on that palette with you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to not miss any of my upcoming videos. I've got a lot of more stuff to review as well as some hauls and everything coming up. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching me, and I will see you next time.